Welcome to my algebra class. We are on Chapter 3, Section 2, Transforming Equations using Multiplication and Division. The multiplication property of equality allows us to multiply both sides by the same number and keep it equal, the equation equal. So if I wanted to solve this equation, x over 5 equals 15, by the multiplication property of equality, I can multiply both sides by 5, and the 5's cancel out, so I get x equals 75. The division property of equality allows me to divide both sides by the same number and still keep the equation equal. So to solve this one, I need to divide both sides by 4, and I get the solution that x must be 5. So transformation by multiplication or division, we multiply both sides by the same or divide both numbers by the same non-zero number. So the following examples, we have 6x equals 222. To solve this, I need to divide both sides or transform both sides by division, and I get x equals 3, 18, 4 left over, 37. In this problem here, we want to get rid of the negative 2/3, so I'm going to use transformation by multiplication. I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 3/2, the reciprocal. So 2 goes into 8, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, and the negative 2/3 and the negative 3/2 cancel since they're reciprocals, and I get the answer is negative 12. The third example, I'm dividing by 3, and I want to get to m by itself, so I'll use the opposite of division by 3, which is multiplying by 3. The 3's cancel out, and I get m equals negative 15. The last problem, I have 1/4 s equals 6.5. I'm going to change that to 13/2. Multiply by the reciprocal of 1/4, which is 4. So the reciprocals cancel out since they make 1, and 1s is s, and the 2 goes into 4 twice, so I get 26. And that's your vocabulary, or the concepts we're going to be using in the assignment. So you need your paper right now. We're on page 104, written 1 to 48. Head your paper and skip a line, and the title's page 104, written 1 to 48. So problem number 2. Copy it down. 5y equals 65. We're multiplying by 5. The opposite of multiplication by 5 is division by 5. Use one line of work for one line of your paper. The 5's make 1, so they cancel out, and we get y equals 13. Skip line number 4. 3t equals negative 27. I'm going to solve for t, so the opposite of multiplying by t is multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. So the 3's cancel, making 1. That leaves us the t, and negative 27 divided by 3 is negative 9. Problem number 6, we have negative 6p equals 42. We're multiplying by negative 6. The opposite of multiplying by negative 6 is dividing by negative 6. Those cancel out, leaving us p, and 42 divided by negative 6 is negative 7. Problem number 8, negative 9z equals negative 63. I'm going to solve for z. We're multiplying by negative 9. The opposite is to divide by negative 9. Those cancel out, leaving us the z, and negative divided by negative is positive 7. Problem 10, use 2 lines for your fractions. 1/3 y equals 18. We're going to use the reciprocal of 1/3 and multiply by 3. 3 times 1/3 makes 1, so that leaves us the y. And 18 times 3 is 54. Skip a line, number 12, c over 4, 2 lines for that fraction, equals -9. We're dividing by 4, so we're going to do the opposite and multiply by 4. 4's cancel out, leaving c equals -36. We have -1/5 t equals 17. We're multiplying by -1/5, so we're going to divide, or rather use its reciprocal. So we're going to multiply by -5. Those cancel out, leaving us t, and 17 times -5 is -85. Skip a line, number 16. We have 5/2 y equals 10. Reciprocal of 5/2 is 2/5. I'm going to put the 5 over 1. Those are reciprocals, they make 1, so that leaves us 1y or y. Cancel here, 5 goes into 5 once and into 10 twice, so that gives us 4. We have 5/8 c equals -20. Solve for c, we're going to multiply by its reciprocal to get rid of 5/8, so 8/5 will cancel out, and we multiply the other side by 8/5. That leaves us c equals, 5 goes into 5 once and into 24, -32. Problem 20, we have -2/11 p equals 14. We want to get rid of -2/11, so we're going to use its reciprocal, -11/2. Reciprocals cancel, make 1, so we have 1 times p is p. 2 cancels with the 14, leaving 7. 7 times -11 is -77. Skip a line, number 22. -324 equals -18c. We want to solve for c, so we're multiplying by -18. The opposite is to divide by -18. And 18 goes into 324 18 times. And it's positive, since I divided a negative by a negative. Skip a line, number 24. 252 equals -14y. The opposite of multiplying by -14 is dividing by -14. Those cancel, leaving y. Positive divided by a negative is negative, and 14 goes into 252 18 times. Skip a line, number 26. 24 equals -3/7 t. When I get t by itself, so we're going to use the reciprocal of -3/7, which is -7/3. Reciprocals cancel, making 1, and 1 times t is t. Negative times positive is negative, and 3 goes into 24 8, so -7 times 8 is -56. Last one in this section, 28. 21 equals c over 7. We're dividing by 7. The opposite of dividing by 7 is timesing by 7. So we get 147 equals, 7's cancel, c. The next set of problems, you want to change the mixed numbers into fractions before you start transforming. So number 30 is 1/2 t equals 3 1/2. We're going to change the 3 1/2 to 7/2. Multiply by the reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2. So those cancel. And we get t equals, the 2's here cancel, 7. 32, we have 0 equals negative 4.5y. We're multiplying by negative 4.5, so we divide by negative 4.5, both sides. And 0 divided by anything is 0, so our solution is 0. We have 3 halves b equals negative 14 and a half. Negative 14 and a half, 14 times 2 is 28, plus 1 is negative 29 halves. I'm going to solve for b, so we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 3 halves, which is 2/3. Those cancel. The 2's cancel on the right, so we get negative 29 over 3. And you can leave it as an improper fraction. It's in simplest form. 36, we have negative x over 2 equals 11 and a half, so we're going to change that to an improper fraction. 11 times 2 is 22, plus 1 is 23 halves. We're dividing by 2, so we're going to multiply by 2. And we get negative x equals, and the 2's here cancel, 23. So if the opposite of x equals 23, then x equals negative 23. We have the opposite of n over 4 equals negative 3 halves. We're dividing by 4, so we're going to multiply both sides by 4. So we get the opposite of n equals, the 2 and the 4 cancel, negative 6. So if the opposite of n equals negative 6, then n equals 6. Problem number 40. Negative 5/3 x equals 10. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal of negative 5/3, which is negative 3/5. Reciprocals cancel, making 1. 1 times x is x. 5 goes into 10 twice, so 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And the last set of problems involve absolute value. Remember, absolute value always has to be positive. We have 3 times the absolute value of y equals 33. We want to get the absolute value by itself first, so we divide both sides by 3. Now we have the absolute value of y equals 11. Therefore, we can go to the next line and say that y could equal 11 or negative 11. Do not skip this line. This line must be on your paper. Followed by this line. Skip a line. We have negative 32 equals 8 times the absolute value of k. First, get absolute value of k by itself, divide by 8. So we get negative 4 equals the absolute value of k, and that would be no solution since absolute value cannot be negative. It always must be positive. Skip a line. 46, we have the absolute value of a over 8 equals 4. We're dividing by 8, so we're going to multiply both sides by 8. The 8's cancel. We get the absolute value of a equals 32. And from that line, we can go to the next. A could equal 32, or it could equal negative 32. Either one would give you an absolute value of 32. And 48, we have 6 equals the absolute value of m over 2. Get the absolute value by itself, multiply both sides by 2. So we get 12 equals the absolute value of m. So 12 or negative 12 could equal m. That concludes the evens. Be sure you check your odds in the back of the book as you do them and ask for help as you need it.